This is Kite Cutter TV with another presentation. We gotta talk about this. Okay, guys, as we are waiting for the final results of the 2020 election, illegal immigrants are still trying to enter the U.S. illegally. Joe Biden is looking like he might either win or steal the election, depending on how you look at it. And if that's the case, expect migrant caravans and illegal immigration overall to go through the roof. But at least for now, under Title 42, illegal immigrants caught at the border will be deported immediately. Also, any migrants seeking asylum will have to wait in Mexico under MPP or the Remain in Mexico policy. A Biden win will end all of this, as he already promised not to deport any illegal alien for the first 100 days in office. More and more stash houses are being found by Border Patrol, and with 50 people or more staying in one house, regardless of what you think of COVID, it just doesn't seem like a good idea. We got that plus a lot more stories to talk about. Let's go. Check this out.
Agents rescued 3 men accused of entering the United States illegally. According to the El Centro sector, the men all made a distress call, and agents were able to actually pinpoint their location from the GPS coordinates from that call. This happened near Ocotillo. All 3 men denied medical treatment and were sent back to their country of origin.
The Rio Grande Valley Border Patrol sector has discovered stash houses with illegal immigrants in poor conditions. Channel 5's Judy Gonzalez joins us after a ride-along and interview with a Border Patrol agent. So, Judy, are these stash houses discovered widespread across the Rio Grande Valley, or are they just limited to just certain areas?
Good morning, Gabby. Yes, well, they are discovered throughout the RGV. Now, Border Patrol tells me discovering these stash houses is nothing new. They've seen this in the past. They've seen them every month. Now, what's different or interesting is that they are now seeing larger groups of immigrants inside these stash houses.
The conditions that the people are in, it's very bad. They're very crowded. Very little food or water inside the houses. Sleeping conditions are very terrible.
Real stash houses don't always look like they do in movies, but they will be hidden or away from busy areas.
I haven't been out here in a while. A stash house is a place where many times illegal immigrants are held. It could also be used for drugs, but many times the majority is going to be humans.
Humans who at times are extorted for money for weeks.
They take advantage of these people financially because a lot of times they think that they're going to be able to go from, say, A to B, but a lot of times they don't make it to B because a lot of times they're held for extra money.
The most recent discovery and arrest of more than 40 illegal immigrants and 2 stash houses just a few days ago. The first discovery in La Grulla, Starr County, agents encountering 16 people. The second discovery, agents working with HSI and the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office shut down a stash house operation in Donna. Agents there discovered 26 illegal immigrants. Border Patrol processed the subjects and areas accordingly.
What we've noticed recently is that some of these stash houses are containing a large amount of people. It could be anywhere between 40, 60, 40, 50, 60, so, which is very concerning to us because just with the COVID, in fact, the matter, COVID-19, it's something that we want to try to prevent the contamination of the people that are in there. And also we want to prevent the mistreatment of these people.
Now, many of these stash houses come in different shapes and forms. Take, for example, this abandoned structure with no doors, no roof, no windows. And again, these stashes can be found across the valley in the middle of nowhere.
So usually what happens is, agents make sure that the areas are secured. A lot of times they perform a perimeter just to make sure nobody leaves. Also, they make sure that there are no injuries to the people, that everybody's healthy. They also issue out personal protection equipment.
Every case is treated individually. Some may be taken to a detention facility, dropped off at a port of entry, or given medical attention, depending on the situation. We did ask about the total number of stash houses and human discoveries in the last fiscal year. BPRGV sector says they discovered 146 stash houses. There were over 1,000 illegal immigrants taken into custody due to those discoveries. Now, Border Patrol Agent Rivera adds, if you notice or spot what you may think is suspicious activity or a stash house, you're asked to report this to 911. Live at the Ansalduas Port of Entry, Yuri Gonzalez, Channel 5 News this morning.
Correctional Center, a privately run immigration detention center northwest of Tucson, is facing an ongoing battle with COVID-19. KOLD News 13's Carmen Valencia spoke with one detainee behind bars for 9 months, who describes the conditions people like him are living with daily there.
There's a lot of my friends in here that have gotten sick.
Eric is a Cuban immigrant whose identity we're hiding due to his fear of retaliation. He's one of the hundreds of detainees inside La Palma immigration facility. 26 are currently sick with COVID-19, and more than 400 cases have been confirmed inside the unit since the year began.
I'm in fear of getting sick because there are no safety protocols being taken inside of here.
He says inside the facility, there are little to no safety measures being taken.
I've seen some of my friends tell the officials they have been feeling sick, but then they don't get tested.
Eric says he shares a cell with other detainees.
There is not enough space for us inside to keep social distance measures.
Eric's wife, Anna, and their 5-month-old baby are in Tucson and says she fears for his safety.
What's the most frustrating part is not knowing the end result of his case and how long he could stay inside knowing he could get sick.
Anna's most concerned about her husband having asthma, putting him at greater risk with the virus.
The thought of having to move forward without him and just me and the baby scares me.
Justice for Eric is to reunite with his wife and meet his 5-month-old daughter for the first time.
I'm speaking out because I wouldn't want anyone else to go through the things I've gone through inside here. No one deserves to be separated or mistreated.
Eric's case is up for possible parole, a decision that will be decided at the end of November. Reporting in Tucson, Carmen Valencia, KOLD News 13.
Now, we did reach out to ICE officials for an official statement. However, we will refer to the department's website for the current numbers.
After years as an undocumented migrant in the United States, earlier this year, Manuel Peña returned to Mexico City, his hometown.
The atmosphere was horrible, and people were becoming so xenophobic that I decided to return to Mexico.
But upon arrival in the Mexican capital, like many other returning migrants, he didn't feel welcome.
If you get a culture shock when you move there, it's a double culture shock when you return. It's very difficult to handle, and many fall victim to drugs, suicide, criminal gangs. The way to survive is to find a community that accepts you.
That's exactly what Manuel did, with the help of a deportee support organization called New Comienzos, or New Beginnings. He's now one of the first inhabitants of a housing project it named the ICE House, using its own acronym to flip the emotional response often elicited by Donald Trump's ICE, the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency.
Para la comunidad latina, ICE es el terror. For the Latino community in the States, the word ICE instills terror. It means rejection. So we sought to change the word's connotation and named this place the Incubador de Crecimiento y Éxito, the incubator of growth and success.
With space for 4 residents, it's the first ever social housing project for deportees in Mexico City. Ben Moreno, a deportee himself, runs the project, which gives shelter and paid work opportunities to those who might otherwise be left on the streets.
We help them out, we bring them in, and other than just it's not about just housing them here. It's helping them with their plans to further along and pursue their, not just to pursue their dreams, but to be able to conquer their goals, whatever it is that they're pursuing.
Leonila Romero, who runs a Mexico City migrant shelter, says projects like this are important for giving these at-risk communities the best chance in local society.
I don't see them as foreigners, but as people who come here to enrich our country with their abilities and ambitions. And I'd like the rest of society to see them that way. But unfortunately, they are not considered and only treated with discrimination.
New Comienzos says it aims to have 5 ICE houses up and running by the end of the year, an achievement it hopes will result in a better future for this often marginalized community. Alistair Baverstock, CGTN, Mexico City.
Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, God bless. Peace.